my device and restart it. I don't know what's happening this morning. So yeah, weird morning already. All right, I'll give some people time to join. Alright, here's some weird latency. That's weird. It's like it's playing it back. Let's see what I can do. Let's see if I can figure out what's happening here. Yo. I'm not sure what I'm being sabotaged. My apologies, guys. I've been having some like serious connection issues this morning. So I don't know what's happening with the live. At first when I was trying to get on, I couldn't find the icon to go live. That was weird. Like YouTube's changing things around. So yeah, it's not a bad morning. It's just weird. I don't know what's going on. I have no idea what I'm creating in terms of track. I was trying to come up with some stuff, and I had some other stuff I wanted to play, and I was like, I don't want to do that. So it just kind of got, it's a little weird. Like I said, it's a little weird morning. So I pull that light back a little bit. I look like I got the Holy Spirit on my face in here. So we're in here creating. We're working through. It's not writer's block. It's just, I don't know. It's just a weird space. All right, let's try some of that harp. See what we can do with that harp this morning. Pull these strings down. Everybody good? Everybody feeling all right this morning? Yep, this is the day the Lord has made. We'll rejoice and be made glad in it. Absolutely. Play an octave up. Let's do it again. I'm in the key of A flat major, by the way, if anybody's curious. Let's do that again. I can fly that over, save some time. Everybody vote. United States people, y'all all voted. Terrence Jones, good morning to you. I've learned so much from you. I'm glad to share your knowledge with us, man. To God be the glory. Thank you. I appreciate it. That's what it's about, right? Share. I instrument, kalimba. You might have heard some of that on some of my older stuff. I really like the kalimba, like that sound. Not that one. But that might be kind of, I don't know. Stacking with that harp, it might be a little bit too much. Let's try a different one. More. Try that. Stack that with that harp and see what that feels like. This is all demo stuff, so I can do whatever I want to in demo. I don't know if I want that same line played with the kalimba now that I'm hearing it. Feels like you might need to do something. Alright, so I might do something different. Alright, let's see. I don't like that. Let's see here. Let's do it again. Simple, nothing fancy. Add some more stuff to it. Good morning to everybody I haven't spoke to this morning. Israel, thanks for this viewing from Nigeria. Nigeria in the house this morning. I see some Asian writing there for the name, but good morning to you. All right, let's see here. So real quick, while I'm building this and while everybody else is joining in, what you guys could do in the comment section, I asked the question, why do you play? Seriously, like why do you play? What made you want to play? And what are you hoping to gain from playing? And what do you hope to do with your playing? So just some things to think about, like while I'm kind of building this little idea out. Oklahoma in the house. What's up, Connor? Good morning from North Carolina. Hey, what's up, man? Hester. Let's see. So yeah, let me know that in the comment section. If you're not driving, of course, let me know what's your reason, what's the motive, what's the main objective. Why do you do what you do? I play because somebody says therapeutic, okay? South Korea's in the house. Let me see here. Somebody said it's therapeutic and that's why they play. Got you. So, what are you hoping to do with that? Somebody else said, let's see here. I play because I love it. Feel at home on this instrument. If I get to make some money along the way, that's a plus and a blessing. Cool. I just love sound, man. That's cool. No wrong answers. I'm curious as to why you do what you do. You know, I'm curious. And that's kind of the thought this morning. Sound. I'm working on it. I'm trying to get it out. I can do that better. This is a loop. My fingers are rolling off of the keys this morning. Catch that little pickup. So there's some other comments coming in. I only play for fun when I have time for practice, but I'm hoping to be able to be good enough to make music for people and earn good money from it. Okay, JR. I want to share the gift of music. Just got your book and loving the inspiration. Wow, man, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. So let's see what we got with this track. I know I'm kind of dragging this out, but we just creating, right? We're having fun. Jerry says, good morning from California. This looks real good. I'll watch the whole video after getting a little sleep. Yeah, it's early over there. It's early in California. Let me do something real quick. Alright, you stop. Let me see something. We're putting it together. It's coming together. Mind you, I had no idea where I was going with this when I started. Absolutely at all. So, yeah. Something really quick. put some bass on it and see if we can pull it together. See if we can pull it together. It's starting to feel like something now. I'll catch that 5. Good morning, Louisville is in the house. Corey, what's up, man? South Africa, I see you. All right, somebody else says, I always loved bass and groove from a young age. I play bass for my church for the past 5 years. I recently found out my grandfather, who I never met, played bass in his church back in the day. Oh, that's cool, Russ. It's real cool, man. Ramses. Bernard from Kenya. I always say Ramses, man. Good morning to you. Yeah, so that's cool. So if you're just dropping in, I asked the question, why do you play music? What's the reason you do what you do? So everybody's kind of chiming in and giving their thoughts with that. So it was 2 questions. Why do you do what you do? Actually, more than 2 questions. What are you hoping to gain from it? And what are you hoping to give from it? So those are the questions on the table. So feel free to drop it in the comments while I'm putting this together. All right. I'm running a little late. I'm not running late. I was right here on time. YouTube was giving me connection issues this morning. I'm kind of feeling that. Let's see what it felt like in the mix. Nice ideas, but the feel could use a little work. So let's do that again. Yeah, I don't let nobody slide, even me. So let's try it again. See if that felt a little better. Almost, not quite. Ain't quite feeling it yet. Let's do it again. I feel like I could use a little bit more percussion or something to like really pull it together. Find me a little quick loop so I don't have to create nothing. Shake it. Let's see a minute. Shake it in here. Nope. Too much of a swing on it. See what that feels like. Might not be it. Yeah, that's helping. Pull it together with that. Yeah, that's helping to pull it together a little bit more. It feels a little loose, and when I'm trying to lock with something, I'm really looking for some stronger percussive stuff. Amsterdam in the house. All right, so Jerry says, oh, by the way, I played keyboards in my church growing up, and I played with our nursing home ministry for 15 years. Now, with our move, I'll be playing with my bass playing husband and one of his friends. Oh, wow, cool, nice, nice. Good morning. Good morning to you, Tiny. Uh, let's see here. I'm just using samples because it's quicker. Let's see here. I know that ain't the feel, but we'll see. Nope. Let's try that guy. I'm still working out the ideas in my mind. Somebody says, when you first begin constructing a bass line, which part of the percussion do you build from? It depends, Corey. It depends on, I mean, to be honest, I'm not really pulling from the percussion. I'm pulling from the groove as a whole, if that makes sense. And I'm just seeing how it pieces together. How my bass line, because I could just go straight, like, I could use the kick and just go straight with the kick, and that could be an idea, an approach that could work, but it really matters what I'm looking for in the moment, and right now I'm not really sure of that, and that's okay. Part of production and part of creating something, you don't have to have all the answers right away. And one of the things I'm learning to do is be more open to allow the track go where it want to go. Granted, this is all impromptu, but being able to allow that track, if I had time to really sit with this, I would probably not rush it so much. But being that this is what it is, I'm kind of rushing through it, but still trying to be creative at the same time. And allowing the track to go where it wants to go. I don't want to play exactly with that kick because I don't feel like that's going to pull the most out of this track. So if I did, I'll show you what I'm talking about. Now at the same time, that feels good. It feels fine, but if I'm hearing something different, explore that other thing that I'm hearing. Now, I can do a couple of things when I'm producing my own music. I can do a few takes and kind of go between, let's just say if I do 3 takes, I can go between all 3 and see which one feels the best with the actual track. And so, like, I'll do one just that's straight with the kick drum and locking right there with the kick. And then I might do the other one that might feel like this. Particular take, I'm playing around with it, but in that particular take, I'm playing more off of that harp kalimba sound, like the melody, like, so it's on the backbeat almost, and that could work as well. So what I would do, I would maybe track all, like in a real situation where I'm really trying to write this thing out, I would probably track 2 to 3 takes and see which one feels the best against that track. And maybe a variation of all three might feel good. So if I started putting them together, like. So I'm liking that. So that's a combination of both feels. One on the downbeat, and then the opposite one, or the alternating one, is following the kalimba pattern. So let me try that and put that in context. And I think that might be I think we got a winner chicken dinner with that one. Let's see. I don't know about that last measure, but other than that, it felt okay. It's cool. So let's see that in context. I'll probably redo that take because it could. Thank you, Corey. I'll probably redo that take because there's some stuff in there that was shaky. But let me say this to y'all perfectionists like me. You don't have to be a one-take wonder, especially in the studio. If you got majority of the take that felt really, really good, don't trash it so quick. I mean, just go in there and punch and clean. Don't be so quick to throw away stuff if the overall feel felt good. In this particular setting, I'm one taking it. But like if I was in here working and just writing stuff out, I'm really all about feel. So if that entire take felt good, I'll keep the take and I'll just kind of play some stuff in. It doesn't make me any less of a player because I didn't do it all in one take. It's like what feels the best for the song. Not it don't have anything to do with my ego. It has everything to do with what the song needs. So that's kind of what I'm looking for. So I'll do that take one more time just to get a better feel on it, because I don't feel like going in here and editing and doing all that stuff. We don't have that kind of time today, so I'm gonna just try to one take it. Let's do it one more time. Simple. I think that was him. Let's see. I think we got something now. So I can turn that loud metronome off for a minute. All right, so let me see here. Do you tend to go major or minor, or it doesn't matter, and do you use root notes other than degrees of the scale when creating bass line? Yeah, like Tiny, as far as major, minor, yeah, it depends on the song. It really depends on like the song. This song is in a major key, A flat major. And so I'm just going with the chords of the song when I'm creating the bass line. And yeah, generally I might build from the root in terms of how I'm constructing the bass line out. But a lot of it, or you can build like using chord arpeggios, that kind of thing. Sometimes you can just get away with simple octave, or like root, fifth octave. That stuff works great. It's not like rocket science, but it gets the job done. So like something as simple. just little stuff like that, or just spelling simple major triads. So 1 3 5 1, octave. So 1 3 5 octave, 1 3 5 octave, minor third. And then every now and again I might catch that 2 1 thing. So 1 5 2 5 1. Yeah, so it's just really simple. Thanks for making me feel human. Because when I make my videos, I have a bunch of takes with mistakes, and I pick the best. Yeah, I mean, that's just, nobody's a robot. You have these, handful of people who are just one take wonders, and they could just kill it in one take. But at the same time, you have to make sure that you're not playing for ego purposes. And I mean, you're playing to give the song what it needs, as opposed to feeding your ego. Because some people get off on the fact that they did it in one take. And it used to make me feel bad in studio sessions back in the day, when I would do sessions and like the drummer would come in there and nail heels in the first take. And me is like, because I'm such a critical player, I have to go back 1 or 2 takes to get mine and clean it up. But at the end of the day, when the song is heard, nobody asks, how many takes did you take to get that done? I've gotten better over the years with, being able to do it in 1 or 2 takes, but still it didn't make my playing any less because I wasn't knocking that out in 1 take. Now, of course, let me be clear. When it comes to studio engineers, when it comes to artists and producers who are paying for studio time, it's in your best interest to be able to not take all day with your part. I will be clear with that. Now, if you're going to go in a studio session versus being at your house, because this is a difference. Right now, I'm at my home studio, and I can take my time on a take, and I can take as long as I want to. But if I'm on the clock, in terms of I'm on somebody else's session and they're paying for studio time, they're paying for me to be a professional and to be able to come in there and knock it out quickly. Like, I might have to do it in more than 1 take, but they're not expecting me to have like 7 or 8 takes before I actually get it right. It's like, okay, the majority of this, you should have knocked out with everybody else. But if you have to go back in and punch a couple of spots, that's cool. But if we have to sit here and spend all day on you, then now you're a liability to us. You're not an asset to the situation. So I want to be clear, when it comes to studio recording, you want to make sure now you're not the one that's bringing everybody down. Like, so if that be the case, then you definitely need to go practice. It's one thing to, I need to clean up the feel of this. That's just, being meticulous. But if you're just bombing all the way through the entire session, every song after song after song, then yeah, you need to go back and do some more practicing, because you clearly haven't got to the point where you can knock it out quickly. So I hope I'm being very clear when I'm distinguishing that thing. You know what I'm saying? So when I'm talking about not knocking it out in 1 take, I'm not trying to learn the song. I'm improving the feel. That's what I'm trying to do. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, hopefully that made a lot of sense to everybody. And yeah, somebody said, can you play guitar too? Absolutely. Play some music. I like this song, Sir Duke. Can you play what? Yeah, probably not today. Probably not, Sir Duke. Yeah, we're probably not gonna get that played today. Good morning, Tiffany. Yeah, you caught it. You caught it just in time. I don't know if I want to put guitar on this right away. Let's try guitar. Since you mentioned it, let's try it. I don't know what I'm gonna play just yet, but we'll try it. we'll take a swing at the guitar on this one. I think I'm kind of hearing something, but mostly I'm not. But we'll go with it anyway. Let's pull out the big boy on this guy. The big boy Ibanez. Let's pull him out and see what we can come up with. All right. Please be patient with me. All right, let me see here. Duplicate a track so we can get some guitar going. I know I'm gonna have to tune it. But yeah, we're just putting this together. Hopefully you guys are getting some ideas. And that wasn't really the whole point of me talking about why do you play it. But I mean, it's on topic. It's on topic, so I'm not mad at it. Sorry about that. Good morning from Macon, Georgia. I have played bass for close to 11 years and played for the enjoyment and for the enjoyment and excitement of learning something. That's awesome. Nothing wrong with that at all. Let me see here. Macon, Georgia. Let me change this input. Y'all will put me on the spot. Somebody say, can you play guitar? You know, music, as much as it is enjoyment for us who play it, somebody said something earlier in the live when they answered the question. They said they play it because it's therapeutic. It is. Music is definitely therapeutic. Somebody said, I do want to ask, do you play any warm-ups or stretches? Sometimes on bass, I do. Kind of going through scales and that kind of thing, just stretching my hands, but not all the time. I used to do it a lot when I was, kind of really, I'll put it like this. When I'm really like digging in on my, trying to stretch, learning new stuff, that's when I really get into my exercises and that kind of thing. For the most part, when I'm just learning material, I don't do as much of it as I should. I'm just being honest. I like Jason Becker and Marty Freeman. Okay, you like a lot of different stuff. John Patitucci. No, John Petrucci. So you're talking about the guitar players. Favorite bass player is I can't say that. Wojtek. So let's see what we can do with this track really quick, guitar wise. I told y'all I'm literally building all of this from scratch right now. So we'll see where this goes. Let's do this. Try this one. We're getting there. This guitar is very dark. We getting close. That note is bothering me, guys. Sorry. Yep, that G. I thought I tuned this already, but hey. Always good to double check. Let's see here. Okay, I think I can live with that. Let's try another one. Okay, I got it. Cool. I missed one chord. I gotta clean it. Cool. We'll live with that. So let's see what that feels like in context. on top of like the James Brown two drummers thing. I don't know. We'll try it and see if I like it or not. That wasn't it. Let's try it again. If this ain't it, we're done. What was that pattern? What was the pattern I just did? Let's go with a different sounding drum set for one. Against that. See if that helps anything. Might not. Try it though. See how that felt. Some comments. I missed some. Sorry, guys. All right. So, Tiffany said, such a groovy track. Thank you. I appreciate it. I play to show my gratitude to God for all He has done for me. I want to give Him glory and praise and inspire others to use their gifts to be a blessing. That's awesome, Natalie. That definitely works. Are you thinking tonic on guitar? Honestly, I'm not thinking at all. I know that sounds terrible, but on guitar, it's like I am thinking and I'm not thinking. It's like it's more so about what fits the track. Like it's so funny when people ask me what I'm thinking about, and I'm like, most of the time I'm not thinking. I'm going with what fits the moment. So I know some people are very methodical. You have to think about all of this, but I don't think about it. I'm trying to go and play what fits the moment, because I might search for a chord that I don't necessarily know the name of right away, but it feels good right here, and I know this group of notes work over this, and so I'm going with that, and we'll figure out what it is later. So it's like I'm not. To me, when I try to think too much when I'm playing, it's not that great, and I get in my own way, trying to do too much thinking and trying to analyze it and trying to figure it all out and all. Just for me personally, I have to just let it flow. Sometimes I can think it out when I'm like writing songs, and I can kind of think out parts where I want them to go. But most of the time, I'm just trusting what I hear. I'm trusting my own ears. I'm trusting the direction that this song, I feel like the song is taking me, and just going with it. Just like kind of like the whole two drummer thing. Like I'm just trying something. If it doesn't work, I'll just take it away. But just overthinking it, that's not me. So sorry for a poor answer, but that's the best I can give you in terms of my thought process. Larry said, good morning, Jermaine. I made the comment that playing my bass was therapeutic, especially after a hard day at work. Absolutely. I understand, man. Nothing wrong with that at all. Can't type straight this morning, pull an all nighter doing homework. Playing is therapeutic. Always loved music and wanted to learn bass, teaching my 7 year old granddaughter all I know. That's awesome. I definitely get it. Watching live from South Africa. What's going on? South Africa's in the building this morning. I like the snare and floor tom idea. It fits the song perfectly. Appreciate that, Tiny. So really quick, I guess now that I've took forever to put this track together and I haven't really played to it. I just wanted to leave a few thoughts, man. I just not to prolong the time. Definitely wanted to pull you in on this creative process, seeing this track go from nothing to an actually developed idea. Now all we have to do is add more sections to it and really build it out if I really wanted it to become a song, because right now it's like a nice little vibe. That's pretty much all it is, a good little vibe. But the reason I play, because I'm asking all of y'all, like, what's your reason for playing? What's your reason for doing what you do? I started out because I think I was inspired by seeing other people in my family do it. The music bug just kind of bit me. And I just wanted to do it. It just, like you guys say, it was therapeutic, the pure enjoyment of doing something and creating something in your mind and being able to duplicate that with your hands and enjoying it. And later it turned from that into seeing how people respond, how music has the ability to change people's modes, to change their feelings, what they're going through. Notice when you're feeling bad, you put on some of you guys might put on a blues song or something like that. Or you might do the opposite and put on something uplifting to get you out of that low place, to help uplift your spirit. And being able to identify as musicians, we have I don't want to say power, but it is what it is. Like, we have the power to do that through the gifting that we have, if it's been developed well. We have the power, the ability given to us by God, lest we forget, to be able to do that and to change people's mind and be able to change the atmosphere. And I learned that part a lot later. Most of you guys know, I grew up playing in the church. I'm still very much so devoted to playing and using my gift for the glory of God. So that hasn't changed for me, even though I'm not currently playing at a church right now. My gift is still for that reason. So being able to learn that what I do actually changes the atmosphere that people are in. You can play, once you become so skillful at what you do, and I don't mean skillful in the sense of you can rip and run, like if you play keys, you rip and run all them down the keys, or you can rip and run all up down the bass neck. It's a spirit that you carry just from your professionalism, just from your heart, just from your integrity, all that kind of stuff. It comes out of you. I've said this before, but just in case you're new, lest I forget to make the announcement, this is called Grooves and Motivation. If you are new, I'm Jermaine Morgan. Sorry for not introducing myself earlier, like an hour ago. But thank you for watching. This is Grooves and Motivations, but the idea that we have the ability to change the atmosphere with what we play. When you're skilled at what you do, you put in the time, you put in the practice, you put in the effort, all of that becomes secondary, because again, what's inside of you will come out. This is an extension, that's what I was about to say. This is an extension of your voice. Literally. Your instrument is an extension of your voice. So I got a sign on my studio, like right before you walk in this part of my studio, there's a sign that says, and I found it at the thrift store, good stuff, for like $3. I love it. So like, where words fail, music speaks. And it's literal, like where words fail, music speaks. Because there are things that can be said in moments just by skillful musicians being able to play that can't be necessarily explained. They can't be said with words. There's a scripture Or there's a passage in the Bible that talks about David as a skilled musician. David was such a skilled musician that Saul had David to come up and play for him because Saul was tormented by evil spirits. Some of you guys might be tormented by evil thoughts or by negativity. It's not necessarily considered evil spirits in your mind, but you might be tormented by your own negative thoughts based on how you grew up, based on some things that you heard when you were growing up, based on some things you heard as an adult, based on some things that you felt that caused you to doubt yourself, that caused you to question your own ability, that caused you to lose self-esteem. So you're tormented by these thoughts, and you can sometimes put on a gospel or a Christian record or something like that, and something about that music calms you down. It soothes you. Now, David had that ability back in the Bible when it came to him playing for Saul, but all of a sudden Saul will become jealous of his gifting because after that time, David had already defeated Goliath in the Bible. It's not a Bible study. I'm just giving you all the story, so don't run off. So David had already defeated Goliath, the historic battle, David versus Goliath. By the time he had started coming and playing for Saul, he had already defeated Goliath. But David was also a skilled musician. He wasn't just a warrior, because up until that point, nobody knew he was a warrior. They didn't know he had defeated a lion and a bear. They didn't know anything about his personality. But David, because when he was tending the sheep, watching as a shepherd over the sheep, he would just sit there and play and practice. And his heart was always to protect. He had the heart of a shepherd, so his heart was always to protect the sheep. So what was in him, having a heart of a shepherd, having a heart to care for people, it came out through his music. So he was able to play these evil spirits away because he had a heart to care and to protect people. So it came out of his instrument when he played. And that's the only way he was able. Granted, God gifted him with that ability and anointed him to be able to do that. But I think once we are able to tap into, our ability goes beyond running up and down the fretboard, being able to play a lot of notes and being able to make people say, woo. It goes beyond that. When we really realize that this thing is deeper than what we think it is, then you start tapping into a different level of your playing. You start tapping into a different level of your ability, and you realize it's not about the crowd. It is, because you want to definitely connect with the audience. You want to connect with the crowd. You want to be able to musically enjoy what you're doing, and you want that feel. I love the feedback from the audience. If I'm doing my own stuff, my own shows, even doing worship or something, if I'm playing with a worship team or playing with an artist or something like I mean, I'm human. I love the interaction of the audience. If they're digging it, I'm digging it. We all having a great time. There's nothing wrong with that. But there are moments that happen in these performances at times where you can shift the atmosphere of the room, literally, by what you play. Now, that can be either negative or positive. Unfortunately, the world has allowed this negative influence of music to shift things for the negative reasons. And that's what we got to get away from. Us as musicians, you have to remember you're responsible for what you're doing with your instrument, what you're doing with your gift. Because once you become aware that you can control certain atmospheres, you can control certain situations, you know what you're doing now at this point. You're responsible for it. You're going to be held accountable for how it is, and this might be too deep for some of y'all this early in the morning. Like, wait a minute, this dude done went way deep. I'm telling you the truth. You're held accountable because other things I've seen musicians do is manipulate people. And it's not a negative thing at musicians. I'm just showing you the type of power people have with music. Just think about it. When you're trying to do anything, the music is the most important thing. If any of you guys are content creators, there's mood-based music. Anything you watch on TV, the music sets the mode. You can watch a horror film and take all of the movie and the sound effects, take it all away, and the music doesn't have the same impact. But putting the right music on the right scene at the right moment affects what you do. It affects how you respond, because sound and music, it all works together to create something that drives that atmosphere. If it's a little baby that's taking its first steps, you got a nice little mellow piano playing something happy, and inspirational. And if you have a creep that's looking in the window at the middle of the night and everybody's asleep, you got this really dark string, a cello or something like that, that's really, giving you the idea that this is something bad that's about to happen. So we realize as musicians, especially the more skilled you become, that you can control the atmosphere, you can control the mood with what you do. So now that you're aware of that, it goes from just being pleasure to trying to figure out how can I use this for the good instead of using it for a negative reason or using it for something that's not positive. In this climate, especially given what's going on in the USA, and this is voting day around the world, that we're about to go into a new something. I don't know. I don't know what we're about to go into in the USA, but hey, we're here. We have the power to culturally change things with the music that we present in this moment. We have to be responsible as musicians for what we're doing with our voice, with what we're saying with our mouth and with our music. And we got to make sure that the two of them match. Because if you have conflicting opinions, if you're playing worship, especially you church musicians, if you're playing worship with your instrument, but all week your mouth is talking something else, you're spreading hate, you're spreading negativity, it's like it's going to come across in your music. It is. It's going to come across in your music. Just as well as somebody played the right note on a piano or on the strings, and you jump in the music in the movie theater because it's like something about to happen. You're like, that same thing is happening when you play your instrument. You just don't realize it yet. So I guess all of that being said, what I want to put on your mind is be aware that your skill goes beyond being able to play some notes. There's power in what you're doing, no matter how good or how bad you think you are. If you're a singer-songwriter and you're just taking your little acoustic guitar and going around and singing for people, there's power in what you're doing. Think about it. I'll put it in this perspective. Let's bring it from the deep and the dark and put it in just a everyday perspective. Imagine what it will do for some kids that are in the hospital or some people who are confined to a hospital bed for you to come in and just sing and play music for them. What that would do for them. Now you begin to see the power of this gift. It's a gift to be able to do this. Yes, you have to develop it. Yes, you have to work on it, but it's a gift to be able to do this, to be able to take your music into a nursing home and play for some people, who don't have long to be here, but you uplift their spirits. You come sing good songs or good tidings or whatever. You offer them some hope in what you're doing. You have the ability with your instrument to give hope to people, to give peace to people, to give life to people through what you're doing. There have been people who have literally changed their lives by listening to songs. Literally changed their entire lives by listening to songs. It's been people who have gave their testimonies of they fought for their life when they were about to die because of a song, because of different music. I didn't know, I have a song on my record, I might have told this story before, but I didn't know the impact that a song that I really put my heart in, a song called Anything on my Life album, if any of you guys have heard that song. But I poured out in that song. Like it's a different song. It's very dramatic in my opinion. But I really poured out in that song. And I know without going too deep, I know what I put into that song. I got a story from a person that my wife and I knew. This person had lost their husband. And young person, like they weren't old. They lost their husband a few years back. And they were really dealing with depression. I had no idea about this. My wife told me about this. But they were really dealing with depression because of losing their husband. And little did I know, they were playing my song like every other day. And that song with no words at all. This is like a bass instrumental. No words at all. They're listening to this song day after day after day. And they just came and told my wife, look, I just wanted to tell your husband thank you, because that song got me through a really, really rough time, because, I was depressed about, whatever was going on. And just listening to that song, something about that song just really uplifted me. I'm saying that to make a point that when you put your all in your music, especially you guys that are looking to create your own music, and I don't know who this is for, but if it's for you, just take it and run with it. But when you put your all in your music and you don't see the results right away, just wait. Just be patient. It's a verse that says, don't grow weary in well doing. You shall reap if you faint not. If you don't get tired, you're going to see the payoff for the work that you've done. If you don't get tired of doing good, you might see a lot of bad stuff happen along your musical journey, along your musical career. People might dog you out. You might get treated badly. But if you keep the right heart, if you keep the right intention behind what it is you're doing, and you don't grow weary, you don't grow tired of doing good, you're going to see the results. And the results aren't always monetary. Some of you guys, I know some of your ambitions, and there's nothing wrong with wanting to be paid at some point for what you do. Shoot, I want to be paid for what I do too. So there's nothing wrong with the monetary part of it, but sometimes the return you get won't be monetary. It will be the confirmation of knowing everything that I poured out into this song was felt. It was received even without me having words to the song. I can write lyrics. I've written plenty of songs on gospel records and all this kind of stuff. But to be able to know that I have that same power in just playing and being able to just play some stuff on this instrument that's historically not a solo instrument. Over the last 30 years it's become one, but the bass was always a foundational instrument. It was never intended to be a solo instrument. So to know that I can take this instrument and still be able to reach somebody where they are and lift them up out of that place, it's a powerful thing to know. Not for me to become arrogant, but for me to become aware, so that I'm taking into consideration what I'm putting in to this instrument, what I'm taking into myself. Put in trash, trash comes out. Put in good stuff comes out. So I have to be aware of what I'm allowing to come into my ear gate, my eye gate, my mind, all of that stuff, because all of these things that I'm taking in is shaping my thoughts. And subconsciously, it's coming through my instrument. You can only reproduce what you are. You can only reproduce what you are. Apple tree can only make apples. We can go on and on with analogies, but you get my point. If you are an evil person, then more than likely you're going to produce evil results. If you are a selfish person, you're going to more than likely produce selfish results. You know what I'm saying? You're going to produce what you are. You're going to produce what you are. But the good thing about us as humans that trees don't have the ability to do, the tree can't be anything but a tree, but we have the ability to transform and renew our mind and begin to change what we're thinking about in order to alter what we've been producing. So now if I can get the negative and the garbage out and start putting some clean stuff in, I'm kind of like a picture. When I'm pouring water, I can put orange juice, I can put sweet tea, I can put lemonade, I can put anything I want to put in that picture. But the thing in its purest form in that picture is probably going to have the longest life being clean is when I put water in it. So when I put the good stuff in there, I can pour the good stuff out. I can't put Clorox in that picture and expect to pour out water. It's not going to work, because what I'm pouring out is going to be toxic to somebody if they drink it, because I've been taking in toxic stuff. And if I continue to take in that toxic stuff, when I pour this out to people, they're drinking it, and eventually it's going to kill them. Think about it. Now, I'm not trying to get on nobody's musical genre, but think about certain genres of music, and I won't say any names, but the people who have committed suicide listening to certain genres of music for a long period of time. Genres of music that promote the idea of suicide, and little by little, you hear about people being associated with this genre or being associated with these groups. After a while, they commit suicide. I'm trying to get my thoughts together. They commit suicide. It's because this music has been suggesting to them over and over the idea of suicide, the idea of being alone, the idea that nobody cares about you, the idea of isolation, all those things that like remove community, remove love, remove all these things that would strengthen you. You know what I'm saying? Like all these things you're taking in, they're going to reproduce something. And when you reproduce something, you better be sure what you produce is what you paid for. Or you're just going to be getting something you didn't want. So if I want to give out love, then I got to take in love. I was listening to a song and I was debating of calling my whole live this, but I know I would have shunned some people away. Like some people probably jumped off now because I'm too deep. But I was listening to the song, old song, given the state of our nation. I was listening to the song before I started. That's kind of why I was like struggling with what I wanted to play. Jesus is Love, Lionel Richie and the Commodores. But more in particular, I was listening to the Heather Headley and Smokey Norfolk version. I love that. I absolutely love that arrangement of the song. But the words of that song, like Jesus is love. And if you try to get around that, you're gonna miss it. In this nation right now, in the US, for you guys that don't live in the US, I don't know what's going on in your nation, but over here, one of the things, and I don't want to get political, so please don't go political in the comments, but one of the things that's really bothered me about this whole political campaign is there has been no love present. There has been a complete absence of love, and you're constantly seeing people tearing other people down. Every time I'm listening to my morning motivation stuff, and then there's a commercial that pops up that talks about this candidate and tear them down. And then there's another commercial that pops up, it's tearing somebody else down. And then I'm like, man, this just all this negativity, and y'all are flooding the airways with it, trying to convince somebody that this person is better than that person. We're all broken people. We're all broken people. Hence, shameless plug for my song Broken Vessels if you ain't heard it. But we're all broken people in need of repair. And we're all deserving of love from somebody. But tearing one another down because of our faults and highlighting everything wrong that someone else does, that's not the way. That's not the way. And if we don't have the love of Christ in us, we can't give it out. If it's not in us, we cannot give it out. And I don't apologize for saying it. You might give out some type of form of love, but it's not the fulfillment of love. It's not. It might be a form of it, but it's not the full love. Because there's no way, even with some of these Christian people who are standing on certain principles and going with certain candidates because of quote unquote Christian principles, there's no love in that. I'm sorry. Sorry, not sorry. There's no love in that. I don't think you're pleasing God by sticking to your guns because somebody might be for this and not for that. But yet there is no love to be traced in this person. Like, come on, y'all. We can't do that. What I'm promoting today, what I'm talking about today as musicians, and all of this is still on topic of what I wanted to say. We have a responsibility as musicians, especially if you say you love God. Now, if you don't, hey, everybody's entitled to their own opinion and you're excused. But if you say you love God and hate your brother who you see daily or who you hear about daily and you're not able to show any love to that person, then you're a liar. If you say you love God, but we can't trace any love in the things you say, in the things you post, in the things that you play. Because remember, this is an extension of your mouth. This instrument is an extension of your mouth. And it can be self-centered. Because if you're selfish, it'll come across in your playing too. You think I'm playing. Be in this game long enough, you'll see a lot of personalities come out in how people play. You'll see humility, you'll see arrogance, you'll see pride, you'll see selflessness, you'll see self-centeredness, you'll see it all. And at any moment, any of us are capable of these things. So we have to regularly check ourselves and renew our minds daily. Let this mind be in you, which was also in Christ Jesus, a selfless mind, being transformed by the renewing of your mind, constantly trying to improve your mind. I don't have it all figured out. I don't know all the answers. I'm not the authority of anything. But one thing I do is I keep trying to improve daily. Even now, I'm going through a learning process again on the bass that's bringing me back down to elementary level, trying to improve because I realize I don't know it all. I'm way behind in some areas, and I accept it, and now I'm trying to work on it. Now, if I can accept that and work on it on the bass to get better, why can't I do it as it concerns humanity instead of denying everything? Oh, that don't exist with me. No, it might exist. There might be some issues that I got to deal with that I need to face head on in order to get my speed up. We'll keep it music related. There might be some things that I might see about myself that I need to improve in order to be the overall excellent version of me that I see, that I saw. I want to be that version. I don't want to go lacking. So I challenge you today in your playing, in this musical journey, to reevaluate why you are doing what you are doing. My last album, Dreams Work Reality, another shameless plug. I really wanted that album and even all of my music moving forward to be intentional. Be very intentional. It's not just an instrumental album. It's to get you thinking. You know, all the songs are not deep. And like really none of the songs are deep, but they do make you think. Some of the songs do make you think. So I have some quotes from some well-respected people, speakers throughout some of the songs. And it doesn't take away anything from the song, but it's just to make you think. Because, you know, a life void of purpose is a life that's not well lived. And I want to make sure that I'm doing everything I can to be on the path of my purpose. And if I can help somebody else to find or to seek or search out that purpose, that's what I want to do. I want to challenge you to seek out purpose in your playing. There are tons of people you could be watching who are phenomenal bass instructors, could run circles around me playing. I'm not denying that. But you're drawn to this channel for a reason. And since you're here, why not try to find out that purpose of why you want to do this so bad, or why you're drawn to this thing? Because there's a purpose attached to it. You're not just random, somebody just doing something because you don't have anything else better to do. There's a purpose attached to what you have to do. It might not involve anything concerning the bass. Bass might be a means to get you into the doors that you need to be in to do the things you need to do. So there's another verse that says, despise not the day of small beginnings. You might not be where you want to be on this instrument, but give yourself credit. Love yourself. Love your sound. Love my dude Steven, his quote is, know your sound. Know your sound. Love your sound. And improve your sound. Because the more you can do those things, the more you can love and appreciate other people and what they have to offer. You can appreciate it. If I can love what I have, then I can also appreciate what you have, because I realize that what you're carrying is unique and it's valuable and it's needed. So I play and I do what I do because I want to motivate, inspire, and encourage others to pursue their goals, their dreams, a better life, a better everything, just like I'm trying to. So those are my reasons. So I'm gonna go through a few of these comments and we're gonna jump off. Let's see here. I know I missed a lot. All right. I didn't miss that much. Cool. Y'all just been listening. Y'all been chilling this morning. Sorry. David, if I didn't say good morning to you, good morning. I just love playing musical instruments. It makes me feel good, and I know my brain is doing what it's supposed to do. But being a music major, I tend to analyze everything. I get it. It's a natural. We all as musicians have that perfectionist nature, so you don't like be hard on yourself. It's just loosen up sometime. You know. I can David playing his bass in the studio. Let's see here. Definitely so many people use playing an instrument as a chance to tickle their own ego. Music is about love. Thank you, Lucas. A. Hester's this preach, sir. I felt that all in my shining. He said, come on, sir, you preaching. Hey, Jermaine, just checked my mail and got a signed copy of the book. Desmond, yeah, man. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. Thank you for purchasing the book. Lest I forget to mention this book. I have to realize that I have new people. My favorite version, two great artists. Oh, you talking about the Jesus is Love, the Heather Headley? Yeah. So lest I fail to mention this book, I have a new book, guys, called 10 Ways to Success, The Working Musician. In this book, I share my story, a little bit of my story. It's not that big. It's not a hard read at all. You can see it's a very thin book, so don't get scared. But I share my story, parts of my professional journey, and I give you 10 ideas about being resourceful and some ways that you can possibly start to create some revenue for yourself, so you're not always waiting on somebody to call you, that kind of thing. And just some things you can do in your career. And hopefully overall it's something that inspires you here in my journey, here in my story. My story is my story. It's not as fancy as some other people, but it's my story, and it's what brought me to this place. So I just wanted to share it. So feel free. You can find this on my website at jermainemorgan.net if you want a signed copy, or you can get it off Amazon. If you don't want a signed copy and you just want the book, you can get it off Amazon. It's available on Kindle as well. So yeah, be sure to check that out. And yeah, I just wanted to share with you guys this morning. I never played with this track. Let me see if I can throw some solo action on here as we leave out of here this morning. See if I can give me some reverb or something on this bass. Reverb on the bass, yeah. Why not? All right. Don't start snap, crackling, and popping this morning. All right, let's see. Reverb. I'm gonna pull it down a little bit. All right, that's enough of that. Thank y'all for joining me this morning and listening to my stuff. I really appreciate it for tuning in, for grooves and motivation. And yeah, I got some tracks I need to upload, I guess. I didn't upload the one from last week. I got busy. So hopefully y'all enjoyed all of this stuff. Check your Cash App, just a token of appreciation for yourself. Oh wow, thank you so much. I really, really appreciate that. Musical Jesus also said, great song, beautiful song to relax and read to. Appreciate that, Stephen. The Warrior sounds great. I'm listening to my phone. Wow, I appreciate that. Thank you all so much. I really, really appreciate everything from everybody for watching this. If you find this helpful, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to share it with somebody that you know that needs to hear it, be my guest. I really appreciate all of you guys that tune in from week to week, whether you're watching in the replay, because you can't get up this early or you're at work. It's all good. I just really appreciate you taking the time out to watch these, and I pray that they will be helpful to you for years to come. However long YouTube allows these to be up. Andrew, what's up, man? Carlton, what's the key and mode, anyone? Carlton, we're in the major mode, and this is in the key of A flat major. So we're just moving through chord changes. Not to do a whole lesson, but we're going from A flat to that. You can think of it as F sharp or the G flat, A flat to G flat, and then we go to that 6, to that F, like F minor, back to that G flat. I'm just playing a 9 right now. I'm just playing an A flat 9. You can play it that way. Substituting like different chords over that where I'm playing that G flat, and I can play that like E flat over it, like a sus chord, back to the 1. All right, I'm out. Thank y'all. Peace.